Hey guys, in today's video I'm near a small town called Hokitika in New Zealand, and this is the river. It's quite close to the town, and it's called Hokitika Gorge, and it's famous for having this really vivid blue colour in the water. And as you can see, the day is a little bit overcast the day I was here, so the blue isn't picking up as well because you don't have the sunlight hitting it, but you still get that nice vivid shot. Now this spot where I'm standing is a nice curve in the river here, and you have to stand quite close to it just to get an unobstructed view of the whole bend there, so I couldn't get it in one shot, so I'm doing a panorama type shot here, just scanning across the scene slowly. I'm using I think I'm at about 50mm focal length here, just to get a bit of compression and also just get the whole shot in there. So here's the panoramic shot, and you can see the nice reflections bumping off the water there, and you have the whole sweeping corner and the whole scene. I quite like that, with the green sort of chunk in the middle with the forest, quite dense forest, so it's a nice contrast with the blue as well. This is the next shot here. This is just off to the left of the last shot. There's a bridge that goes over the gorge that you have to walk over to get to this spot here, and it's quite far in the distance from my point of view, so I'm doing another panoramic type shot, but I'm zoomed in a little bit closer just to get a bit more compression of the scene and bring the bridge sort of closer into the view because it's quite a far distance away. Again, I'm really happy the way the reflections turned out here, the way it's reflecting the rocks there on the right and the trees in the distance. Almost a mirror effect. It's such a vivid sort of reflection there. And here's one more shot I got as well. This is actually from the viewing platform if you ever visit here. This is a nice shot to get as well. It's a bit more of a leading line type shot. So this is later on in the day. This is at the beach of Hokitika during sunset, and the Hokitika beach is quite famous for having these wooden sculptures type ornament things that people make on the beach. So I'm just trying to get a shot of this one here because it's off by itself. All of them are quite clustered together, but it's a bit of a nicer composition to have one by itself that stands out a bit nicer. So I'm just trying to get a bit of the sunset in the distance over the horizon, and just the light coming and hitting the side of the branches there. In this shot here, there's some posts in the sand here at the shore. Not 100% sure what they are. Maybe it's an old jetty, or I'm not 100% sure. But I'm just trying to get a nice shot of as the waves are just coming across the post there, just covering the tops of them. So they're only poking up a little bit, and in the composition you only see water, you won't see any of the sand. So that was my goal in that, so it took a few tries, just waiting for the waves to come back and forth a few times until I got a shot that I was happy with. And the posts help with the leading line up to the horizon, with the sunset slightly off center to the left. The way the colours were bouncing off the waves on that one, and the way the foam was all in the foreground, it was quite a nice texture in the foreground. So that led me to do this final shot. I zoomed in much closer. This is just as the sun's just dipping below the horizon, and you get a nice sort of muted light hitting the water the way it reflects, and I quite like it. It's a nice sort of velvety, smooth feel to the water, and so I zoomed in quite close on this one. I think it was maybe around 150mm focal length, or somewhere around there anyway, and just trying to get a nice foreground of a few rolling waves with the bright sky in the distance, and catching a little bit of the clouds with the vivid sun colours just bouncing against the reflections on the water. It's a little bit difficult sometimes to get a good focus, because it's a slightly difficult lighting situation for the camera. It doesn't quite know where to go, so it took me a few tries there just to get a nice spot where it would good reflections. So I hope you liked today's video, guys, and I appreciate it if you liked the video, and subscribe to the channel if you like the content. Thanks.